Howdy there, beautiful people. It's Spencer Wood, the Real Estate Cowboy. As always, I got Stumpin' Chili with me, and we are fired up today to be down here in Washington County in the town of Meddybemps, Maine. We have a absolutely stunning kingdom lot here, surrounded by over 300 acres of active blueberry fields. We're sitting on top of Green Hill. We're looking at map 3, lot 19. We got 695 acres right here. 360-degree views. You can see Canada. You got pretty much an entire bird's eye look at Meddybemps Lake. It is stunning down there. You got essentially almost like an Alaskan tundra out in front of us here. That's not going to be buildable land, but why would you want to be there? You want to be up here. This is essentially the Alaska of the East Coast right now, people. I'm sure that you can feel it. Absolutely gorgeous. We got some 15th stream, as it's called, is right out in front of us there. Absolutely great fishing. Great fishing. This is a recreational kingdom lot. Absolutely, I'm saying absolutely a lot because this place is absolutely awesome. 695 acres, 300 plus acres of blueberry fields, sitting on top of Green Hill. The way that you get into this rod is actually the Green Hill Road. There's no power on Green Hill Road, but it is a dirt road, maintained so you can get here year round, drive a car out here, no problem. And you're looking at an absolutely amazing northeast view of Meddybemps Lake. That's what's right out in front of us there. There is a little bit of a gravel pit over here that you can see from our perspective, but other than that, this is a stunning spot. So easy to get away with building a big house up here strictly off of solar power. It is an amazing spot. We're gonna take you for a tour around here, give you an idea of what you're really getting into with this 695 acres, but we're sitting at the top of the property right now, 360-degree views. The wind is blowing right now, I'm sure you can tell, but we've had a crazy stormy couple days here. So, woo! Well, that's what you'll get on a blustery December day. So miles and miles of roads put into this lot that gets you to essentially every corner of the blueberry fields up here. On the way in, we actually saw a big mature bobcat running around. So a lot of wildlife out here: bear, moose, deer, bobcat, coyotes, foxes, the whole nine. I know it's blowing. It probably sounds like a little bit of a hurricane's happening right now. So we'll jump into the truck. We're going to drive around. I'll explain more. We'll show you some other corners of this lot, and we'll get into the details as we move along. So it just keeps going and going. 695 acres. As always, before I get into more details, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. We love doing this for you guys. It helps us as well. So keep the comments and the likes and the shares coming. And I'm standing on right now, which is one of the many miles of interior roads that essentially wrap around Green Hill here and out to the other vastness of your 695 acres. A whopping $1,050 a year in annual property taxes, about as cheap as you could ever get. And it's an amazing location for recreation. Again, you already got trails in here. You can pretty much see all the blueberry fields that go all the way down into that lower field there. And then it goes out into essentially that tundra land where you can just imagine having a place up here and looking out into that with a pair of binoculars or something and seeing a big old rack moose go through there, some deer, bear, all that. 15th stream on the back of the property. Canoe, kayak, fish. Really great area for recreation. Meddybemps Lake, huge deep water, fresh lake. Great for boating, great for fishing, all that sort of recreation as well. Snowmobile, ATV, all that sort of stuff right here from the property. You really have an amazing opportunity to either turn this into a really beautiful off-grid estate. You could still farm the blueberries. We're actually going to talk to the owner of this land, Wallace Hall, in a minute. I'm going to get him on camera. He's been in the blueberry fields for pretty much his entire life. I'm going to get him on the mic when we get down the hill a little bit further. He'll talk a little bit about the production of this blueberry field, what he can kind of offer to somebody that's willing to come out here and live the country rural lifestyle and down East Maine. It really takes your breath away. I mean, the views here are absolutely stunning. The wildlife here is absolutely abundant. It's a really awesome spot. We're about an hour away from Quebec, Maine, the Canadian border, a little less than 2 hours away from Bangor, Maine, the international airport. We'll keep moving down here. We'll talk a little bit more about the property. We're only looking at $720 an acre. I dare you guys to look up another 500+ acre property in the entire state of Maine and find me one that's less than $720 an acre. Do the math. We'll get back to you in a second with the full pricing and all that sort of stuff. Let's keep it moving. A lot of ground to cover today. Alrighty, folks, we're driving around Green Hill right now. This is all active blueberry field. We're going to talk to the owner, Wallace Hall, as I said, a little bit further into this tour here, give you an idea of his knowledge of these fields, the blueberry crops that are on them, all that sort of stuff. We're sitting pretty much right on the top, right through my window here on the left is the very top of Green Hill where we started this tour out at. So you got that 360-degree views all around. You can see clear to Canada at the top here. So absolutely gorgeous, literally sitting at the top of Green Hill, the highest elevation point really in this area surrounding us here. So you're getting the 360-degree views. You got hundreds of acres of active blueberry field. Then you got that tundra land over on your right. We'll film over there, show you what that looks like. And we got miles and miles of roads. As you guys can see, I mean, we're driving through here pretty casually right now. So you can access a lot, pretty much every inch of this property. But when you get out into the tundra stuff over there, it does get, you're not able to drive out there. It's unusable land, but it's absolutely beautiful to look at, and it's really a wildlife sanctuary out there. So we're looking at about $500,000 asking price, which is $720 an acre. So 500 grand gets you 695 acres with roads, blueberry fields, absolutely stunning views. You got water frontage on 15th Stream and some of the outlets coming out of there. If you got horses, I mean, you could ride for days and days out here. It's absolutely beautiful. If you're a hunter, whoo, is this not going to be the spot for you? I mean, especially with these blueberry fields and all that stuff going on, you're going to be looking at bear, moose, deer. We saw a bobcat as we drove into the lot today. So exceptional wildlife property. If you're looking for peace and quiet and your own little spot to kind of bug out, get away, and not see the rest of the world, I really can't think of a better spot than this one. Alrighty, folks, we just came from the top of the hill, top of Green Hill. We're essentially getting back down to ground level here. The driveway into this place is right over to my left here. It's a gated private road as you essentially come into this Green Hill road at the very end. We got a nice big wire / gate across the road right there. Got an old barn here on site. Looks like it was an old apple orchard barn. You can look all around here. I'll kind of pan over this way. A bunch of old apple trees out here. Not sure if they're like still active or not, but you can see them. I mean, they're littered everywhere. A bit of elbow grease with some equipment time, and this place is gonna get whipped right back up into shape. So this is what we're looking at in here. Again, not gonna knock your socks off, but it looks like everything's nice and dry. You could definitely use it for storage. I mean, get rid of some of this stuff and be able to kind of get in and out of here, but I love it. You know, I've always been a barn guy. I mean, if anything, if you're not going to use this and you're going to take it down, please, please, please use some of these big beams and boards to accent a house, a cabin, whatever you decide to do. Just the history and the look and the feel and the kind of the vibe that these old timber frame barns and stuff give you is something to hold on to and to, you know, not let go of. We're gonna get Wallace on the mic here in a second. He's gonna tell you all about the blueberry fields because I'm not an expert in that and I really don't have that knowledge. I hope that this video is giving you guys a little bit of an idea of how exciting this is of an opportunity for somebody looking for large acreage in the state of Maine, and also having the ability to make some money every single season with these blueberry crops that are on the properties. Let's go talk to Wallace and let him give you a little more info on what the, the turnover is here on the blueberry harvest every year and what the potential of this property and what it has on it for blueberries is right now. All right, beautiful people. We are with the owner of the Blueberry Kingdom down here, Wallace Hall. He's a local to the area, lives right down in the Machias area, about 40, 45 minutes away. So he's gonna be not only be your local expert, but your tour guide to the down east Maine area if you so need one, if he's willing to do that. But what I wanted to do today, bring him on camera and talk to you guys a little bit about this residual income and the possibilities of this 330 plus acres of blueberry fields out on the hill. Wallace has farmed these blueberry fields. He knows what they've produced and what their opportunity and going forward what that production can look like. So Wallace, you've done the blueberries out here. What are we looking at for potential and crops and all that?
This field has, it laid fallow for a while. It hadn't had a lot of work done to it. We've done some work to it. It has produced up to almost 800,000 pounds of berries. We're trying to bring it back now. We've worked on cutting some trees and burning it and bringing it back. It has a crop every other year. It could be split to bring some in each year, to bring some income coming in to help you pay for your property if you so desire. Blueberry market is always up and down and depending on the market that we have, supply and demand. But if you want to be somewhere in the country and have a lot of acreage with no neighbors, and look, the view is this is as good as this side of Mount Catan as you'll see, you really should come take a look at the property.
And in terms of if somebody has no idea, they're coming from Florida, know nothing about blueberries, if they wanted to get connected with somebody that could, every other year kind of do a crop, you could help them out with something like that?
Yes, you can come up this summer and I can walk you through all the phases. In August, we have a harvest season. There will be plenty of hand crews, there will be plenty of mechanical crews. I can walk you through all of that. The chemicals we put on, you can go organic or stay original. That's a personal choice. So yeah, I also own a construction company.
Yep.
And right up on the top of this hill where you can look way over the lakes, I can make it a priority if someone wants to come and build a house and have a house up here. You just give me the road specs you need. I don't do the building of the houses, but I can get your groundwork done and ready to go. I can expedite that. Awesome. If you wanted to be up here in the fall where we have bountiful wildlife all over the place. There's an old barn in the background. This used to be a farm at one time. The old rock cellar's still up on the side of the hill, a couple of them. But it's a lot of history in this land and there's a lot of potential in this land.
So you got excavators and dump trucks and everything somebody would need to build an empire on the top of this sucker.
We can put your groundwork in.
Yep. Awesome.
So just give me a diagram, what you want, and I can have a crew here within a week.
Awesome. And then in terms of like hunting, when we came in, I saw a bobcat kind of run across the road. I mean, what are people going to be seeing out here? If the people are chasing whitetail or moose?
If you're seeing whitetail, it's very good deer hunting here. You could put a deer stand right in the top of that old barn right there, and there's a bunch of apple trees there. They're here every fall. But there will be a ton of wildlife here this year because there is a crop being raked here this year. And there will be deer here, there's geese here, bear here. The bear have destroyed my beehives up here last year. Just annihilated them, couldn't keep them out of here. I actually have some guys come in to try to eradicate that problem. But there's plenty of wildlife here because there's been a gate here and there's nobody else in here hunting all this big chunk of land. So there's, there's been an occasional moose sighting here as well, but predominantly deer, bear, and a lot of geese.
Yeah, didn't even think about geese. So yeah, those of you out there that have a black lab or a dog like Chili and you're working them in the fields and in the rivers and stuff, looks like you got some great opportunity to do some geese hunting right here on your property and really get a good idea of like what you can do out here, from obviously growing blueberries and apples to harvesting your own animals and that sort of stuff. So you can really be out here on your own. And the fact that Wallace is down the road with that construction company and everything that you need, there's no reason for anybody out of state to be kind of nervous to come to this section of Maine. It is rural, it is out here. We're only about an hour, 45 minutes away though from Bangor, the international airport. 45 minutes or so from Machias, which has a little hospital.
A half hour to Calais is another hospital.
Yep.
And there's lakes with public landings here, and if you get up on the hill and you can look down, and you can fish that. Some of the best pristine fishing in Washington County is down in Grand Lake, where you can go salmon fishing and stuff, and there's bountiful. You're in the, it's not the end of the world. Some people say you see it from there because you can from the top of the hill.
Yeah, and I know that down east in this kind of area in general is pretty friendly with four-wheelers, side-by-sides, all that sort of stuff. I mean, a lot of roads out here like just on the property, but for people that wanted to maybe get on like the Down East Sunrise Trail or do some four-wheel and snowmobiling not too far away from here?
Not far away at all. The ITS trail does go through down the road up here. You can go, once you hop on that trail, you can go anywhere in the state. So like I say, you're there's a lot of possibilities here.
Yeah, awesome.
Come look and see.
Yeah, so on that note, folks, it is a little cold today. We're gonna jump back in and I'll say my goodbyes to everybody, but wanted to get the owner here, Wallace Hall, on camera, tell you guys a little bit about the production, the possibilities, and also having a first-hand guy on site here to help you make your dreams come true and have an unbelievable solar compound empire at the top of this green hill here, sitting at about 450, almost 500 feet in elevation with 360-degree views and beyond. So Wallace, thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
And as always, anybody, if you got questions, comments, concerns, my contact info will be right up here. And I hope that we can come show you this paradise that's going to be a rare opportunity to own big acreage in the great state of Maine.
Thank you.
All righty, beautiful people. This is one of my favorite properties that I've had the pleasure of listing this year. It's unbelievably special, unique, with all this 330 plus acres of active blueberry, as you said, which has produced over 800,000 pounds of blueberries at one point. And Wallace and his team have put in a bunch of work to kind of revamp the field. This is a really, really special spot, 695 acres, asking price of 500,000, which is 720 an acre. You got the 15th stream on the back of the property, Meddybemps Lake out in front there. You got water frontage on 15th stream and some of the outlets coming out of Meddybemps Lake, $1,050 a year in taxes. You got a maintained road essentially all the way up to the gate here, private gate. Nobody's driving through here, nobody's hunting out here. You got 695 acres of your own paradise with 360-degree views. You got the old barn on site here that you can use or you can restore. I'd love to see somebody renovate and keep that, because I just think you can just feel the history and you can just feel the excitement here, like what's happened. This has been farmed for a very, very long time. You got these old apple trees and everything. Real special spot. So as always, the boys and I'd like to thank you guys for taking this tour with us. It's been an awesome year for us. We really appreciate all the follows and the comments and the shares. So we wouldn't be here without you guys. So for us, from us to you, thanks again. We'll see you down the road on the next one. Giddy up.